Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed that opening cinematic of me and the boys going to find the stronghold, as well as defeating the Ender Dragon. We've made pretty good progress. And here's something I haven't done, which is show off spawn. Old Ben has been making these docks all around the spawn area, with like a little custom mangrove forest that goes around the different houses, our nether portal. We've got Knack's big kind of industrial red mangrove wood house. Cartbo's house is over here that's still in progress. We've got our old farms and everything. This is kind of where we all came from, and we'll probably develop with this area a lot more. We all have individual plans. Gookie built this like wolf head, which is very cool looking. I'm terrible at organic shapes, but it looks amazing. He built the giant tree over here as well. Copper pipes here on Knack's house are a very nice detail. Everything is coming together here at spawn. And this is Cartwo. This is before the Ender Dragon fight, so I'm kind of going a little bit in reverse. But we have all of the farms over our area with the iron farm, melon and pumpkin farm. So I'm getting a lot of emeralds, and through the toolsmiths and armor smiths, we can get diamond gear. So we gave him some diamond gear to help out, which probably helped him live during the Ender Dragon fight. So I've got a few orders of business. Mainly, we need to complete our castle. Our castle is our mega build on the realm, and the main thing we need to do. We've got 3 towers with a 4th one in progress, but the 4th one is incomplete. We've also been working on one wing of the castle, but it currently has a gaping hole in the roof. No floor, no interior, nothing. So something I like to do on every world is write down some goals that I have. And obviously our main goal is to finish our castle. Something that's been kind of stuck in my head as well is making a DK parkour area. If you don't know from the channel, I'm a big Donkey Kong fan. So I think making parkour based off of the Donkey Kong arcade game, or like Donkey Kong Country, would be pretty cool. Maybe even making like a Donkey Kong Bonanza area or something. Something relating to that could be a cool, something to build away from our base to just populate the world. I've also got the idea to troll another player. Old Ben has been trolling, quote unquote, trolling people at spawn by putting leaf litter all over their house and stuff, but I like it in Shrek when Lord Farquaad puts fairy tale creatures on their house. So I was thinking about getting some sniffers or camels and other like fairy tale creatures like striders and just dumping them on someone's base. I think that'd be very funny. A gold farm is also a necessity. We've got an iron farm right now, but we're going to need gold for piglin bartering. It gives you access to so many resources. And something I've never built, but that might be useful to do, is also to make a wither skeleton farm. Lots of beacons, a lot of nether stars. You can do a lot with that. So first thing I did was make more of the castle. We already built 3 of these towers before, so doing the detailing wasn't very tricky. You just kind of make the exterior with the shelves and the walls, and then you fill in the interior with the bricks to give a feeling of depth. And the roof is a little bit trickier, so Lightmatica is a very great mod. We've already built 3 of the roofs, so it's very easy to just kind of select the area of the roof we've already built, and then overlay it over the tower skeleton and have a new one. For the big wing of the castle, it was all nether brick, but I changed it to part tough, which I think gives it a little bit more texture. And I also built these windows, which again add a little bit more depth to the castle. And they look pretty good up close, but I think they look even better from further away. Something I really want to do is landscape around the castle, but I think I jumped the gun. I want to make something like Cerulean Coast from Elden Ring with lots of blue flowers. But cornflowers aren't going to cut it by themselves. We're going to need a lot more like blue orchids and maybe even pitcher plants as well to do this. So this is just me trying it out. It will look cool, but we're definitely going to need more flowers for it to look good. I don't know where a swamp is for blue orchids. And to get cornflowers themselves, we have to make a flower farm. So I went off into the mountains where there's a meadow, and I made a flower farm. It took me 2 attempts because I suck at redstone, but it worked. And we get a lot of wildflowers and dandelions and only a few cornflowers. So I'm actually going to have to make another flower farm that's just in a blue area. And another blue flower that we can use is pitcher plants, which can only be dug up by the sniffer. And to get a sniffer, you have to actually go find their eggs using archaeology. So I'm riding the Nautilus out here into a warm ocean ruins, digging up different things like iron axes, wooden hoes, gold nuggets, bunch of random stuff. That's really cool though. And I'm going to find some sniffer eggs. So they dig up pitcher plants, and potentially we can use it as a blue flower for this potential landscaping project that I've got in the back of my mind. So I found one sniffer egg, and then very shortly after that, I was just digging up more, and I was getting sniffer eggs left and right, which is good because we want at least 2 so we can breed them and mass dig. The archaeology didn't end there though, as old Ben, near spawn in the jungle right behind pretty much everything I showed you at the beginning of the video, we found a trail ruin. Very different from a trial chamber. It's a trail ruin, so it's like an old village that's been kind of sunk under the earth, you know, archaeology. And we dug up things like music discs, candles, pottery shards, and it gave me the idea to make an archaeology museum, maybe around spawn somewhere in the future, to showcase all of the armor trims, pottery shards, and just different various things that we build up. So a museum sounds like a cool little side project that we can do in the future. I also got the voxel mod, which gives me increased render distance, so the castle looks really good from a distance. And here's where we're going to make our sniffer garden. This is what it used to look like when it was just our nether portals. This is before. Stay tuned for the after. But to start off the garden, we needed a little pen for our sniffers, so I dug kind of a 9x9 hole, I think, filled it in with mud. And we filled it in with mud for a specific reason. I'll get to that in a second. But to kind of be consistent with the nether portal, we wanted to surround it with dark oak leaves, and to match the color scheme of the sniffer, I used red glass. Their eggs are very interesting. I wish there was a way to make them not hatch, because maybe you could use the egg as decoration in landscaping. But underneath the mud, I put hoppers, which will automatically collect everything they dig, because mud is not a full block. Our area is very coming together. This bridge we built last time is looking very nice, and I'm running the donkey back and forth to bring materials, such as the red bushes here, to also decorate. I also doubled the size of the sniffer pen. It was like only 9 blocks, but there's 2 of them. I went down to space, and also I don't think sniffers will dig up the last from the same 20 last blocks that they've already dug up. So to get as many torch flowers and pitcher pods as possible, we want them to have space so they can dig up more consistently. And I eventually did get a pitcher pod, and I planted it for one of the new advancements. And as I slowly developed the garden, I made more quartz archways to kind of match the vibe of the nether portal that we made last time. And I experimented with different kind of decor or like lining with it. Some of them didn't work, so like right here I take it apart. But the arches add a lot to the build. And what I do really like are these little pedestals I made with amethyst. So the purple juts out against the white. It's very kind of a contrast color, but it also matches the purple of the nether portal. So I think it very ties the area in together. I planted some little bamboo behind the walls, put a golden statue over there. Different things that you might find in kind of like a marble garden. And I think this stairway would be great if it led up into a gazebo. And we've also planted a lot of flowers, kind of showcase every flower in the game. So for this gazebo, I had to extend the terraforming a little bit. And I didn't really have a schematic or idea for this. I just kind of started winging it, made a little circle out of white oak. And I've also started making a bee farm to kind of go parallel to the sniffer farm because I wanted it to be kind of symmetrical, but I didn't want to have more sniffers. Maybe I could have if we need a lot of pitcher plants. But I need some bees, and I kind of messed up because I got them angry at me. So I had to redo the farm, find more bees. Again, redstone's very confusing, but we have an iron farm, so we have lots of shears. We'll get lots of honeycomb now, which we can use for candles and all sorts of things. So we got bees, we got sniffers, and now we have a beautiful gazebo with amethyst to kind of continue that hint or pop of purple. And the next thing I was trying to build was a little barn or stables for the donkey. I am running the donkey and horse across the bridge, pretty much back and forth from my castle. And we used to have a stables there anyway, but we tore it down because it was a village. To keep things symmetrical, I built one on the other side as well. So it looks very good with the symmetry, but the other one is not actually a stables. It's kind of a storage area that I need to expand, but for right now it gets the job done. I manually killed some spiders because I needed string to make candles now that we got a lot of honeycomb, and there's a reason why I want to do this. I ended up making a spider farm as well, but I lost the footage. The replay mod is very confusing because you have to like save the replay or delete the replay, and I always end up deleting ones that I want, which happens again even later in the video, but it's okay. So we got string, we got honeycomb, and through this I can build custom kind of fruit trees or bushes where the red candles, orange candles, yellow candles make it look like fruit. And kind of here's the process of that, slowed down a little bit. You usually just make kind of a tree trunk skeleton, and then to place the candles you actually need scaffolding, which is easy to break, or dirt. Something that's not leaves, you cannot place the candles on the leaves themselves. So you have to kind of set up a temporary skeleton and then place the candles and then go back with the leaves. And you usually use dirt to be able to place the leaves where you want. It's kind of a very slow, tedious process, but the end result makes me happy pretty much every single time. Lastly, Gookie and I started building a nether bridge, nether tunnel to the end portal. So the stronghold is obviously kind of a few thousand blocks away. We don't want to have to walk there every time like how we did at the beginning of the video. So setting up a little bit of nether transport will make our life easier when we want to go back and get an elytra, go back and get shulker boxes, which will help us with our castle. And here is the garden itself, lots of detail. Again, I lost a few replays, which is really frustrating because I had plans, like I thought I recorded them and was going to show you a lot of the detailing process. But we've got our sniffer garden, we've got our bee farm on the side, but I think the main part here are all of the custom trees that I added a lot of details since you last saw them, like chains with lanterns, little moss bushes, little bushes with candles on them, yellow bushes, wildflowers, white bushes, white tulips, mushroom on the tree, chain on the tree, bone meal the grass a little bit so you get a little bit of grass, throw in some leaf litter on there, throw in some moss carpets with glowstone, just so many tiny details that I think this is probably the prettiest area on the server right now. And it's crazy because I just built this because I wanted sniffers to dig up pitcher plants and I needed them to be loaded while I was doing it. So potentially we'll make our landscaping in the future, but we're definitely going to finish that castle back there.